If you're looking for the latest in hotel, restaurant, and retail technology, stay tuned right here to Tech Advisor Media.
Hi, this is Rob Grimes with Tech Advisor Media. I'm sitting here with David Gilbert, who is the president of the Heartland Hospitality Group, but actually an old friend from the National Restaurant Association days.
Yes, absolutely.
So let me just start by asking you, how do you leave? Well, I knew you came from operations anyway, but how do you leave, and what caused you to leave sort of the operations and association side and end up working with one of the key suppliers in the industry?
Well, part of it was that when I was as Chief Operating Officer for the NRA, I developed a great relationship with Heartland, and I was part of actually bringing Heartland on as the endorsed provider. I learned a lot about them through the state associations that had endorsed Heartland, and we were with a different company at the time, the NRA.
Right.
And I got to know Bob Carr. We did a lot of innovative things. They were really, Heartland was then and still is a partner, I would say, of the National Restaurant Association. And that's how it came about.
Okay, so since our days of working together on the NRA, I've known Heartland, but most people probably think of Heartland as payment processing and the payment side of it, but really you guys are showing a lot more than that here. So what are the areas specifically that you guys are working in today?
Well, a couple of different areas that actually we've been in for a long time. A number of people don't know that we've been in the payroll business for a decade. We have a very big payroll business and offer a great solution, we think. It's where, integrity, honesty, customer service, we do a 3-year price lock, things like that in an innovative product is really good. It's not just for the restaurant industry. That product is across all channels, but we're in that business. We've been in that business. It's a big part of our portfolio. Another area is Heartland Marketing Solutions, where we have a mobile application.
Is it CRM?
It is, and also the gift card, loyalty, all these programs we work on. Because we're involved in so many of these adjacent areas, we work on integrating. We have about 450 developers. I would say the best kept secret of Heartland is that we really are innovators. We have lots of technology solutions. I'm also deeply involved, and Heartland is deeply involved in the mobile POS and in the if you will, legacy POS systems.
Right. Well, I was going to say I see some POS terminals here in this booth. So, how's Heartland involved in POS?
Well, if you look at the point of sale as the absolute point of collection of all of the data, the transactional information in a restaurant, and where Heartland is in the last mile of all the transactions, they're very, very closely connected. And our goal is to really be at the epicenter of all that activity. The other reason is that I think many people know, but Heartland is about merchant advocacy. And one of the areas that we're concerned about, frankly, is who owns the data, who controls the data, and from our standpoint, the restaurateur owns that, and it's their information. And one of the ways that we can affect that the most is by being at the POS and making sure that open platforms are available. And
so you see yourself as an advocacy group as well in helping to promote that within the industry and outside the industry to legislators?
Absolutely. We did a lot of work with the National Restaurants. Heartland, did a lot of work with during the Durbin legislation. We're one of the few companies at all that passed through absolutely 100% of the benefit out of that legislation, which really lowered interchange rates. But many contracts allow operators, processors, not to pass all of that through. I mean, we've passed through $700 million to date to our clients. We have about 300,000. So it's a big deal.
Now, so we talked about payment processing. We talked about point of sale, mobile point of sale, CRM. What about just traditional? We talked about the payroll piece.
Yes.
Okay. So what about traditional back office, which ties it all together? The Are you involved directly or indirectly in the inventory, the ordering, the sales analysis, and those pieces?
So we are, I would call it directly, but not in the sense that we've bought a solution. One of the things that we do, and even though we're an investor in Leaf, that's no surprise, I think, we're agnostic about who our clients, in this case restaurants, who they do business with. We don't want to control that. We don't want to manipulate the free market that way. That's not the Heartland way. So on the back office solutions and a lot of other cool technologies that are even front of the house technologies that we're not yet an investor in, one of the things that we do with our platforms is to allow open APIs, open architecture, so that people can plug in. So if you're a restaurant operator, many of them have really strong back of the house systems.
Right.
They've always had them. What they don't have is the fluent connection and they can, and all the advantages that come with that.
So somebody that wants an end-to-end solution, you're going to offer that.
Absolutely.
For somebody that needs parts and pieces, you're going to go ahead and offer those as well. You're really going to play in both worlds.
And the way I would say that, that's exactly right, Rob. But the way I would talk about that is creating a platform that allows, even if Heartland has a solution, for example, payroll. I think we have a killer payroll product. Obviously, I drank the Kool-Aid,
Right.
but it is a great solution. Price, value, service, all those things. However, if somebody's happy with a competitor, they don't have to change. We're not going to create barriers. So the platform idea is really, really important. And you know this, you're a technologist, you get it. We want a solution that allows things to plug in, even if it's not our own. We're not building platforms and architecture in order to control the market.
Okay, so you made a quick little reference in there about investment and the future. So what is in the future? What's the next investment? Is there some area that you think that Heartland needs to be in directly? If you could share it with us, where do you think the future is for Heartland?
Well, that's a tricky one. I think the philosophical answer is really important, and that is that we want to be at the epicenter of understanding the problems that our industry is dealing with, and either enabling technologies that respond to the problems, innovating and creating our own solutions, end-to-end encryption, point-to-point solutions, security, or if we're so convicted and we think there's a risk that innovative technology is not going to be open, we'll invest in,
and you'll invest in it in order to be able
so
to have
whatever it is, I fully expect that the same thing that Heartland may not be well known for, but has been a fact for a long time, we're going to be right in the middle of that and relevant for a long, long time. And that's where we want to be a merchant advocate, and we are restaurant experts, and we know the space, we know the solutions, and so that's where we want to be.
Now, we were talking before about your role and what the definition of hospitality is, which people are always curious about. So we understand restaurants, we understand lodging is in here, but what about other segments, gaming, retail, and any of the other types of segments?
It's interesting, and it's a bit complicated. When you say gaming, for example, there are a lot of things about payment processing and risks associated with that, and other vertical areas. So we're not in the payment processing in the gaming area. However, we have an absolutely awesome application that is called Fresh Text, that is a front of the house table management and guest weight management.
I think was Hard Rock using Fresh Text?
Hard Rock has been in all of their operations been a loyal customer, and
they might have been one of the first.
They were, and so we're in all of those. But recently we Caesar's Palace became a client. So we don't do payment processing.
Right. So where the technology makes some sense, it's going to go ahead and cross the board.
Yes.
Great.
Again, in those cases, you have high volume businesses that had a problem. They were all about enhancing the customer experience while simultaneously increasing their throughput. And they needed a smart solution. And importantly, we're not a one and done. We listen to our customers, and we innovate and evolve products, we've had a fabulous relationship with all of them, most particularly with Caesar's Palace, that's really given us some ideas. We're going to roll out later this year some absolutely killer technology that I think will be very relevant to the restaurant industry and help them in big ways. I'm not ready to do the announcement yet. I'll call you.
But I'll tell you that the one thing that the gaming industry does bring is great integration between CRM, loyalty, the understanding of the guest, and then tying it into the overall picture.
That is why the interesting thing that we listen to our customers, and in this case, they knew more about that than we did. We had great technology, but they did the 1 + 1 = 5, and brought those ideas to us, and we've been able to
So it's really a development partnership.
It really is. Well, we view that really across the board. We're not trying to force fit our solutions into the industry. We're trying to leverage it.
And in the relationship with the National Restaurant Association and the states, so clearly you're selling to the smaller and regional operators as much as you would sell to the larger, national chains.
Yes, in the past, I think the haves and have-nots regarding how the smaller operators were disadvantaged from their size and lack of resources is all changing now, because of the fact that the cost of applications and innovative technologies, the sharing of best practices, has never been more exciting in my mind. You've got to be going crazy because you know all this stuff and have been fighting the good fight for a long, long time and being an advocate for technology in our industry. The fact remains, we've been late adopters. And what I see is that this, the cost coming down levels the playing field.
Well, things are moving a lot quicker, so.
Well, and if you can innovate and create an application that can be used broadly, the advantages to now, as a developer, they're looking at going, well, I know I'm not going to sell that solution into, you pick it, Darden, but there might be 20,000 restaurants that would have a use for this application. Very, very exciting times. Really exciting times.
Well, listen, before we wrap up, just one question for you as a long-time visitor to the National Restaurant Show.
Yes.
Is there anything that was on your hit list or anything that you've seen so far here that really got you excited, that you just said, I have to see that, or that's just the coolest thing?
A lot in the mobile ordering. I've got a long list. We've got a lot of partners, and we enable a lot of that technology. I'm fascinated by the revolutionary effect of that. I'm interested in learning what others are doing about security, because I think it's such a critical issue. I know Heartland Secure, our own branded solution, is in my estimation, is the state of the art. But I'm very fascinated about that. I think that the industry really needs to get serious in this area, and we want to be at it, but I'm curious if others are doing the same thing. So and
they make good partners for you.
They make great partners for us. We don't have the whole that concept of co-opetition. We don't block anybody. That's just not the way we do business. And I think that picking your partners that way, we want to be a partner to our restaurateurs, and we want to be a partner to the ones developing applications.
Great. Well, listen, thank you for allowing me to share some time with you.
Absolutely.
Rob Grimes of Tech Advisor Media, and sitting here with Heartland. Thank you.
Thank you.